In an ever-evolving digital landscape, for your business to thrive, you must adapt or die. Welcome to Marketing in the Age of AI, the podcast helping you harness the power of AI and marketing tools to revitalize and grow your business. And now here's your host, marketing expert and author of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI, Emanuel Rose.
Welcome to Marketing in the Age of AI podcast. I'm Emanuel Rose, and today we have a remarkable guest joining us, Colin McIntosh. Colin is the founder of Sheets and Giggles and the innovative brains behind SheetsResume. With a wealth of experience in building brands that resonate, Colin understands how to leverage the latest technology and marketing to create compelling narratives. His unique approach not only emphasizes efficiency, but also prioritizes sustainability and value-driven strategies. Today, we'll dive into Colin's insights on the intersection of artificial intelligence, effective marketing practices, and who knows what else. Till we talk about it, Colin, thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And yeah, I like that. Who knows what else?
I don't want to put any constraints on you.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, you've got an interesting background in that you've done a lot of technology projects in the past, right? Tell us a little bit about that process that you were in. Yeah.
I've had an interesting background. I started my career in 2012 at Bridgewater Associates, the world's largest hedge fund, Ray Dalio's fund. I got fired in about 6 months.
Nice.
Which is, yeah, I always say it's proof positive that I'm a nice guy. And then, they asked me to leave. And then I went to become a recruiter at the company that hired me there. So I was literally recruiting for, hedge funds, startups, banks. And I loved recruiting so much. I ended up hiring myself at one of my clients in Seattle that was working in application virtualization in the mid 2010s, very hot industry. And then I ended up going to work at my friend's startup who got into Techstars. I had written the business plan myself, actually, when I was a 23-year-old kid. And we got into Techstars at 25. And I drove down from Seattle to Boulder in the summer of 2015, 10 years ago now. It's crazy. And ended up going through Techstars with that company. We raised a few $1 million. It was a wearable technology company. And in about 2.5 years, unfortunately, we all got laid off at 1 p.m. on a Monday. The company didn't work out. And I ended up founding Sheets and Giggles 3 weeks after that. I wanted my own consumer brand. I wanted something I could build a sustainable product with in a large, boring legacy space. And I ended up choosing a brand that made me laugh, and it's made a lot of other people laugh. And then now in the last year, as Sheets and Giggles has, kind of matured as a company, and it's less meteoric than it used to be in terms of, my time demands. I've actually found some time on nights and weekends, maybe 5 or 10 hours, to build SheetsResume.com, which is what you alluded to. And I'm the Sheets guy. Like my podcast is called Sheet Talk. There's a pillow guy, there's a Sheets guy. You know what I mean? Like, and so everything I do is Sheets now. And so I wanted to help people with their resumes because I've been actually helping people on the side for many years, and just as like a friend or sometimes professionally. And I've realized that people really need significant resume help, and I've had to turn down a lot of people because of time constraints. And so now with AI, I can expand my reach dramatically, and I'm helping. I think we have like 500 signups a day at this point
Nice.
for
That's
our
awesome.
resume builder. Yeah, so resume builder, cover letter writer, interview practice, and job matching. It's been really awesome.
Wow, what an interesting kind of trail you've built, right? Where you say, "Hey, here's somebody who can use this." Is it a free or a freemium kind of service that the Sheets is?
It is. It not so. Not only is the resume builder available to use, we have a free version that you can use, If you want the AI, that it does cost one-time fee. We have a 1 day, 1 week, and lifetime memberships. Kind of depends on what you need. And then if someone can't afford it, they just have to email me, and I will literally give them access for free
That's
because
cool.
I'm blessed with Sheets and Giggles. Mattress, pillows, bed sheets is how I make my living. And so if somebody emails me and says, "Hey, I really want the AI builder, but I can't afford it," I just give it to them for free. It's
Yeah.
no skin off my bones. So I
Yeah.
love doing that.
Well, I appreciate the ethic there and the contribution. So that's really cool. So you've got a cool process there in the funnel that you described, which was here's uh, here's a way to build your resume, and then here's some other resources uh,
Mhm.
down the road for the job search. So
Yep.
about,
Yeah.
about how you envision that and how you connected all that up.
So I actually have a really crisp vision on. We're building right now a job application tracking dashboard, so that way,
Oh,
what you'll upload your resume, we'll redo it for you, and then we'll find you jobs. We've already have this part's already figured out. We'll find you jobs and serve you jobs that actually match your qualifications, because it's interesting on the recruiting side, both on the recruiter and on this candidate, the largest time spend is sourcing. So on the recruiting side, sourcing candidates, finding candidates takes up so much time. And then on the candidate side, finding jobs that actually match your qualifications that you're interested in
right.
takes up a huge amount of time as well.
Yeah.
And so we're just kind of eliminating all that time and saying like, hey, on every job board that we're able to crawl publicly, here are all the jobs that match your resume. And then you can search by keyword, by company name, by salary, by location. Um, and so then we're going to be able to, very soon, you'll be able to add those to a dashboard. And then in that dashboard, you'll be able to tailor your resume, write a cover letter, practice the interview for each one of
Mm,
these jobs. And we will not allow the mass application of these jobs because I think that that's actually shooting candidates in the foot. Uh,
100%. Yeah.
yeah, and I've seen that with a lot of feedback from recruiters and from other people in the industry is it's just kind of flooding the zone. And so I don't want to contribute to that problem, but we will get people to the doorstep, but they still have to choose to apply to each job.
That's cool. What's the job interview practicing like? Is that a voice AI or something like that?
It's both. So you can do a written,
Yeah.
and then you can also do a voice microphone AI practice. So you can talk to the AI in either direction. And it's not like talking to ChatGPT. I've done practice interviews with a lot of people, and I've recorded a lot of those.
Yep.
And then I've gotten those transcripts, and I've trained our AI on the way that I do interview practice. So it's really like talking to a mini me, which I really love because I don't have time to do this for everybody, and it's so nice to be able to train an AI on what I think is best based on my experience and my philosophy. And then I'll explain to people on my website, here are my philosophies on how to apply for jobs, how to maximize your interview rate, how to get the best results from those interviews. I can make YouTube videos where I go into detail about like why I would answer one question one way versus another. And people, it really builds this like understanding and trust. It's not just like a blind trust about like, oh, this is a flashy brand, this is cool. It's more like, oh, okay, Colin's talking to me directly about why his AI is the way it is and why he's done it this way. I trust his read on this. And then they can go into the actual service and they can talk to the AI, and it probably sounds a lot like me.
Yeah.
And we rank the responses out of 10, and then we tell them how their responses can be better for each question. And we do everything from behavioral to general to technical questions, and it's really tremendous what AI has enabled in the last couple of years. It's wild.
Yeah. We'll talk a little bit about how you're training it, what tool you're on, whether it's chat or whatever, and then how you're training.
We actually use three different AIs. We use Chat, Gemini, and then we use Claude as well.
No.
And we use them each for different things. Some of it is language processing, some of it is internet search, some of it is more sort of problem solving and rewording and how to figure out how to phrase, because the main problem I find with a lot of candidates, aside from their resumes just being really poorly formatted, is that they have this stream of consciousness about their job. And they're like, I don't know how to describe what I do in a good way. And I've seen this when we do the one-on-one resume reviews. They just want to talk to someone for like an hour and they just want to like get it all out there. And then it was often my job to then take that stream of consciousness and put it into 8 or 5 bullet points.
Yep.
And so the AI is exceedingly good at that because they can talk to the AI, like just continually tell them, oh, and then I do this, and I do this, and I do this. And the AI will, based on my guidelines and how I've kind of beat it down with a stick,
Yep.
No corporate gobbledygook. I don't want to see the word orchestrated anywhere. So you are not at a concerto. Like you are not a maestro. Like you are not orchestrating cross team events. You are event planning.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I really prefer straightforward language in a resume. And a big problem I see with other AI resume builders out there, actually, I see a lot of problems with a lot of them, but one of the big ones is they will write this incredibly obviously AI language or this very like corporate LinkedIn language where they think that this is what professional language is. And it's just awful. What we really try to do is use straightforward language to describe what you do. And the whole goal of that is we're not trying to impress an AI ATS system. We're actually trying to impress the human screener, which counterintuitively is still the great filter on who gets interviews because the AI ATS system may pass people through or gatekeep them, but the screener still has to hit that interview button. And that is the person that we're working on impressing.
Well, that is, I think it's an amazing use of all the technology. So that's really cool. I like that, and I like how you've got the funnel built out to support people in that process.
And
So.
multiple different spots in the process. And I mean, job hunting, I don't know when the last time you looked for a job was, but it's different now in 2025 versus the last time I looked for a job in like 2014 or something like that.
Yeah.
It's different. And I'm glad I've stayed sharp on it. I've written a lot of Reddit posts over the years. I've probably answered, I don't know, 10,000 comments over the last 10 years from people on Reddit about resume building, job hunting. And it is such a bear now. It's still emotionally difficult. It's still, isolating, draining, anxiety inducing, self-worth questioning, like all those different things. But now it's become a much more dehumanizing process where, people are doing interviews and the interviewer is AI.
Yep.
And that to me is like, yeah, this person has taken the time to like fill out your job application, write you a cover letter, say I want to work for your company. And you've looked at their resume ostensibly, and you've said, okay, yeah, this person's good. Let's put them in the pile. And you don't have 15 minutes for an informational interview
Right.
to get to, you know what I mean? Like informational interviews don't have to be 30 minutes or an hour. They can be 5-10 minutes of just intake questions. And to outsource that to an AI, what that's really telling me is companies are trying to move away entirely from human resume screeners and have the AI read the resume, interview the person, and then pass them through. And I think that's a big mistake because I think that you're going to lose. I cannot imagine a quality candidate putting up with that. I really can't.
Well, I mean, in that way, it's a perfect filter, right? Because they're only going to get people that can work with that type of company. So
that's good. That's a good point. You get out what you put in.
Yeah, exactly. But I hear you. And these are some of the finer nuances of AI application that we have to consider in deployments, right? Is where do the humans belong and where they have to be, and then where is it better to put the machine in, or more cost effective to put the machine in, right?
And it's got to be a good blend. It's got to make sense, and not just make sense in the business, but I think that people are really gung ho right now on AI replacing human beings, and I understand the temptation for that. But I think that there's still a lot for humans to do. I would say the vast majority of work even still. And I think that we're maybe jumping the gun a little bit on what we can try to do with AI. And so I don't
Well,
know. Yeah.
explain to me how you I mean, my framework usually is what are we not good at?
Mm,
What are we having a hard time executing? What don't we like to do?
mm.
Or where do we just not have staff for it? So that's kind of the framework that I recommend. But what else do you think about when you're talking about an AI deployment?
I like that framework. That's a good framework. I would also question brand value. So
Mhm.
how does this hurt my brand or
Love
help
it.
my brand?
Yep.
I would question whether or not my people at my company will like sort of my internal goodwill with my current employees. Um, are these people that I'm looking to keep long term, and are they someone that I really want to be there? And if so, what do they think about AI and this particular function at their job? Are they going to despise working with an AI versus working with the human
Sure.
being on the team that we replaced? So like there's also employee attrition and turnover and that sort of thing. I think you have to take into consideration. Um, and I think that those are the so more on the human uh, how it's being perceived
Yeah.
elements. And I think about brand value a lot and goodwill and even at sheetsresume.com we use AI obviously, but we offset our energy usage, for example. So one of
Uh-huh.
the main complaints that people have is AI is using up these massive data centers and energy resources, and it's a valid complaint.
Absolutely.
Same thing with Bitcoin. Um,
Yeah. Oops,
and
we
so
don't hear
yeah,
about that as much, do we?
not anymore. No, now it's AI energy usage.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but we donate 0.5%, so 0.5% of every dollar that we make on the front end, not the back end. It's not a profit thing; it's a revenue thing,
Yep.
and that actually ends up offsetting energy usage by anywhere from we've done the math like 1,500 to 3,000x. And it's really cool. It's like it's very easy to offset your energy usage. You just have to put it into decarbonization and green energy kilowatt hours, and it ends up offsetting what you do. So I think every AI project should also take into account energy usage and how to offset that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we should all be looking at what our consumption rates are in all aspects of our life, right? And
Yeah,
do
yeah,
I need 6 more pairs of Air Jordans, or do I have enough pairs of shoes?
that's a good point. No, that's for sure. My wife and I are big fans of thrifting, so we do a lot of thrift shopping.
Yeah. Now, I think that's an important thing at this point. I mean, we're the richest people who've ever lived in the world, and we have to understand and create a sense of how much is enough,
Yes.
and build that into our daily thinking about whether I really need stuff or not.
Those are the correct way to think about it, and it's I don't think that we do a lot of that thinking. I think that we're always looking for more, and it's easy to say that as I'm definitely in a more comfortable, privileged position than other people in society. At the same time, like you're right, this is the best time to be alive in terms of human comfort and medical ability and all these different metrics by a mile. I listened to this podcast, shout out to Fall of Civilizations, with a guy named Paul Cooper. And it is incredible to learn about past civilizations, the Carthaginians, the Nabateans, the Byzantines. It is so much fun to like learn about these different cultures and how they rose and lived and fell. And there's been some of them that have had pretty damn good standards of living,
Sure.
but you're not even close to air
No.
conditioning.
And hot on demand hot water, right?
I
Like
know, on
just
demand.
that
e-
by
Every
itself.
time I get in the shower, I swear I think about that exact same thing. Every
Yeah.
time I turn the shower on, I'm like, "This is magic. This is incredible." Like, I'm this is the finest luxury that a human being can imagine is a hot shower every day.
Yeah, I love it. Colin, I appreciate the work that you're doing and your own personal ethical commitment to your project. So thank you for being an example and doing what you say.
Yeah, yeah,
And
for sure. It's easy.
well, it takes forethought, right? And it takes values
Yeah, yeah.
clarification. And so, yeah, don't minimize what it takes to do it in that respect. But once you build the structure around it, then it is just rote habit, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So if people want to catch up with you and have a conversation, or they need a resume, how do they do that?
Well, if they need new bed sheets,
Yeah.
SheetsGiggles.com. That's my main thing, and they're eucalyptus lyocell, and they're really wonderful,
Cool.
sustainable as well. And if you need a new resume, SheetsResume.com. And if you need to reach out to me, I'm not the most active on LinkedIn. I am pretty active on Reddit. So you can find me on Reddit pretty easily. Sheets Resume is my username. And then you can email me and LinkedIn, but I'm not like Twitter posting about 5 lessons I learned or anything like that. I've tried to, for my own mental health, get off the social media apps as much as I can.
Well, that's a good policy also. So
it's hard. It's real hard. Yeah.
Dopamine's a powerful drug.
Dopamine is a powerful drug, man. Let me tell you. Yeah. Well, thanks very much for having me. I appreciate it. It was a fun conversation.
I'm grateful to have some time with you. And just hold on while I close it out, and we'll say goodbye properly.
Sounds great.
Thanks, Colin. Well, I think there's lots of great takeaways in there. From the marketing side is to identify a challenge that your target market has, in this case, the resume, and then continuing to build cross sells into that funnel that are supporting the outcomes that your prospects are looking for. So really good stuff. I hope you found value in the talk today, and I hope that you take some time to do some research and either take time to upskill and learn about tools in general, or to find a couple tools to test that are AI based, and get a couple hours of your week back. And with that time, spend it with your friends, your family, and get outside in nature, away from the screens. It's Emanuel Rose, Marketing in the Age of AI.
Thanks for listening to Marketing in the Age of AI. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. Your copy of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI is available at Amazon.com or EmanuelRose.com. You can also connect with Emanuel on LinkedIn. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.